So DICE just released the trailer for the new Battlefield 2042 game mode Hazard Zone. It's one of the 3 experiences that are available to play on launch, and the other 2 game modes being All Out Warfare, which is just the gameplay we had in the beta, and Battlefield Portal, which is like their take on a custom game, custom lobby I guess, just like Overwatch has, and I think GTA has one, which is really successful. I'm sure there won't be any weird lobbies made for custom game like there was for Overwatch. What the hell is this? 18 plus, interview for your spot as a baby girl.
After all, why not? FBI, open up!
Anyway, back to the Hazard Zone stuff. Hazard Zone's pretty much DICE's own take on the Escape from Tarkov / Hunt Showdown style of game. In which a limited amount of squads are dropped on the map, and the goal of this new game mode is to locate and retrieve objectives known as critical data drives. These data drives are scattered around the map in random locations. The challenge of this game mode is to both survive the other enemy squads who are hellbent on taking you out and robbing you of your well-earned loot, but also to survive the AI. Yeah, I wonder if the AI will like teabag you like they did in the beta. I think if they melee kill you, they teabag you. It's assumed that the AI are going to be more deadly than the beta. Who knows, maybe even specialists will be AIs, or they'll have beefier health or more armor plates or something on them. Although little is known about this at this moment in time. The player count of this game mode is as follows. You get 24 on the old gen of consoles, so Xbox and PS4 have 24 players, and there's 32 on the new generation of consoles and PC. Because of these reduced player size lobbies, you can really tell DICE are going for a much more small scale game mode compared to the All Out Warfare, which has like 128 players or something ridiculous like that. Another really important thing to take into account when playing this game mode is that once you've obtained the critical data drives, you can choose where to extract. However, the storm and the tornado and the weather can actually impact the extraction zones and turn them into no-fly zones. So it's really important to keep this in mind, because you can be trapped and stranded with all your loot and just die and lose the game. So it's important just to get the fuck out there when you can, really. One really important change in Hazard Zone that's not in the base game is that you can only have one of each specialist in your 4-man squad. So surely this will impact your gameplay as metas will form, as you could probably make more offensive builds and more defensive builds, or more builds that allow you to maneuver with the grapple hook, etc. and stuff. Once downed in this game mode, you can actually crawl to safety and be revived. If you're killed, you're sent to the gulag spectator screen. You can be brought back into lobby if your squad mates use a reinforcement uplink. These are just scattered around the map, or they can be used as a tactical upgrade, which we'll get into later. Hazard Zone has 7 maps available on launch, which are just shown now. So we've got Kaleidoscope. This is a map that's set in Korea, I believe, which is a large urban city map, which I'm sure will be really fun to play. And then you've got Manifest, which was seen in the real trailer, I believe, and it's set in a Singapore port at nighttime. And then you've got Orbital, which is just the map from the beta. And then we have Discarded, which not a lot is known about this map apart from the fact that it features lots of shipwrecked ships, I guess, which is also in the reveal trailer. And then you've got Renewal, which features a lot of greenery and a lot of sand, so I'm sure the sandstorms will somehow impact this game mode, I guess, for this map. And then you've got Hourglass, which is another sand map, but it's another urban city, which is also in the reveal trailer. And then Breakaway, which is quite the contrast to the last few sand maps, as it's got a lot of ice and snow and other cool features that I'm sure will be very fun to play on. So why play this over the standard all-out warfare or custom game Portal? This is pretty much DICE's answer to the hardcore audience from games like Escape from Tarkov or the Hunt Showdown, who are well versed in this type of gameplay. It could also scratch the itch of the competitive players who want a hardcore challenge with actual stakes and rankings that the other 2 game modes don't actually provide. Because you could argue the other 2 game modes are just for the more casual fan base who want to pick up the game, play it and drop it, and get in and out of games and stuff. DICE has actually also referred to Hazard Zone as the meta game. Let's say you successfully succeed and are victorious in your data drive heist, like what's next? Well, this is where the meta game system comes in. Each data drive you extract is actually converted into one Hazard Zone specific currency, known as dark market credits. These credits are used to buy upgrades and further improve your odds of success in like future games. You can buy weapons and upgrades and perks and even team revives before games start. The more matches you win in Hazard Zone, the bigger your extraction streak gets. This is tied to each specialist you play as in Hazard Zone. For every successful round you win, you get +1 streak, but for every game you lose, it's reset to 0. Like, this really builds some competitive stakes into the game, as you can build a really successful streak and have it taken away in a heartbeat and you're back to 0, back to level 1. The higher your streak builds also gives you better discounts in the store, but it should also be noted, when you lose one game, you lose all the gear, the discounts, everything. There are 2 free tactical upgrades, being Starring Armor, which is pretty much +20 armor, and Negotiate Bounty, which allows for 50% additional credits for kills and enemy forces. And on the screen now is the additional upgrades you can spend your credits on, ranging from squad revives to just standard perks and upgrades for your character and vehicle and weapon attachments and all that kind of good stuff. It should also be noted that if you actually die and lose this game, you lose all the loadouts from the builds you made from your hazard streaks, which makes that loss even more deadly and painful, and even more of an L to take. It's likely there'll be a global ranking system to compare streaks to other players to find out who's the best. One interesting idea I've not seen a lot of other channels mention on is the fact that this could be used to make esport tournaments or maybe Twitch streams. Who's to say tournaments or esports of this game mode won't be the next big thing, as it's super intense to watch and even more intense to play. One tournament idea that could be created with maybe the pro level players is that you need to have a certain amount of extraction streak to enter. Let's say 50. This would be really good to watch, as you know, whoever loses in that tournament lose their streak that they spent so much hours and time and effort to build. You also know if the tournament requires such a high skill gap to enter, you know it's likely to be an entertaining tournament to watch for the spectators. It will also be nice to watch some people rage and lose when they lose their streak, as it'll be really funny to see people get tilted. Probably extreme snipers, to be honest, camping the extraction zones and just take losses. It's important to note though that the objective of this game mode isn't to kill other players, but to just get in, get the loot and get out. There are only 2 time limited extraction opportunities within the map. Wasting time killing other teams could be entertaining and rewarding, as you're robbing other people's enjoyment, which who doesn't love in most modern multiplayer games these days. But the main priority is just to get the loot and get out and get your streak up. Yeah, but I wonder if you'll see metas form of using defensive builds like the turret and the shields to camp the extraction zones, so you can just let other teams go out, do all the hard work, just camp and kill them and get loot for yourself. Like, I'm really sure this will be entertaining as hell to watch, because no doubt big streamers will stream the game and they'll get stream sniped and it'll be super entertaining watching them rage, and there'll definitely be a few smashed keyboards, I assume. So yeah, that's been my thoughts on Hazard Zone. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and let me know your comments down below.